It is the Charred Walls of the Damned right here on the Classic Metal Show with Blood on the Wood. And I can tell you from personal experience, Chris, that that only happens when I've accidentally banged a girl on her period.
Nothing wrong with a little blood on the wood or the tongue. You know, there's nothing like that good old rusty taste in your mouth from a little, pussy eating when she's on her period.
Well, it's good iron for you.
It's healthy.
Yeah, it's earning your Red Wings, my friend. Your Red Wings.
Look, if there's any girls on their period that are looking for something to do tomorrow, I'll lick it clean.
Right. All right, Chris. Well, while we were in break there, the Classic Metal Show studio line was ringing, and I just decided to pick it up. And on the line, we've got a listener from Australia who wants to speak to us.
Hang up.
Welcome to the Classic Metal Show there, caller. Who are you? Where are you from? And why are you calling?
Hail and kill, fuck you, pal. Head job! How you going? It's my name is Tim James. I'm calling from Sydney, Australia.
Tim, you say? T-I-M?
Yeah, Tim, yeah.
Yeah, Tim James. Okay, gotcha, Tim. Well, what can we do for you, Tim, and why would you be so compelled to call across the pond, as it were?
Well, firstly, I'm compelled because I love the show. You guys are all.
Now, you told me off air that that you feel like you know us.
Yeah, because I've been listening to you guys every week for a long time.
All right.
Hello.
All right. We're here. We're just
listening.
We're flattered. We're very flattered. And how long is a long time, Tim?
2 months.
Well, it's actually 7 years this year.
7 years.
Yeah. I got an iPod in 06, and then I discovered iTunes and all that stuff, and then I was looking around for metal podcasts, and obviously I found yours, and but I lost track of the show for a couple of years when Chris left, but and I just only recently in the last 6 months worked out how to listen to the show live, so I've been listening to the show live ever since.
Well, it's like afternoon. It's like Sunday afternoon there, right?
Yeah, it's like 2:15 in the afternoon here on Sunday afternoon.
So what is it exactly that you like that we do that nobody else is doing that's entertaining you?
Well, like you guys, obviously, I'm just so obsessed with metal and hard rock. I mean, it's what I do. I'm a musician. That's what I do for a living, and I just love it, And
you actually make a living at it?
Yeah, not much of a living, but a living nonetheless.
Okay. Well, hey, congratulations to you. If you can actually make a living doing something you have a passion for, I'm all for that. Especially metal music. That's a tough living.
Well, the music I play is kind of more classic rock stuff than metal, but that whole genre, I just love that whole genre. But the reason I'm calling is to ask you guys, and you guys might have more of an insight than I do on this. I'm a huge Motley Crue fan, and I don't know if you guys saw in the press this week, there's been this, apparently there's this lawsuit that's going on now between Steven Tyler and Alan Kovac and 10th Street Entertainment that's dragged Motley Crue into it. Tommy Lee and Mick Mars have been dragged into this lawsuit. And I was just wondering if you guys had read about that or if you had any thoughts on it.
I read a very little bit about it. I don't know the basis of it, but doesn't surprise me. What surprises me is what a douche Steven Tyler has turned into. I mean, at what point does he just say, "Okay, I'm a legend, leave it alone"?
Yeah, I mean, it's nutty. I mean, basically, what I can tell from from obviously what I've read, and I've probably read what everybody else has read. But what I can tell is that they were 10th Street Entertainment had this lawyer called LaPolte. I don't know her first name, but I think her second name's LaPolte, and she was dealing with Motley Crue and dealing with Steven Tyler and blah blah blah, and then she apparently has gone on to Alan Kovac is accusing her of basically trying to steal his clients from him and start up another management company. And, Motley Crue's been with 10th Street since 94, I think, 95. And, and so basically, because, and Steven Tyler's also accusing Alan Kovac of being rude to his family and blah, blah, blah. And there's a whole big lawsuit over the American Idol thing, and Alan Kovac getting paid the right commissions and so on and so forth. Welcome to the music business.
Right. It sounds. The interesting thing is, maybe I'm wrong, but I thought Nikki Sixx was like a part owner of 10th Street. I thought he was one of the founders of.
Well, he's the president of 11/7. He's the president of that label.
Yeah. You're right. Yeah. You're right.
And because I know you guys have been very vocal about Motley Crue. I know Chris has been very vocal on his distaste for Nikki.
Yeah, and Nikki is a cunt.
I'm hoping. What was that?
I said Nikki is definitely a cunt. There's no doubt about that.
Well, I'm hoping that he's not that way to me, because I'm going to go. They're coming here. They're playing 2 shows in March here with Kiss, and I paid for the meet and greet, so hopefully he's not going to be a douche to me.
Well, you are going to be meeting rock royalty with Gene Simmons and
No. I didn't pay to meet Gene Simmons. I paid the Motley Crue.
You paid the Motley Crue fee. Oh, okay.
You took the cheap way out.
Well, you're still meeting as our people who have disdain for the classic metal show, Nikki Sixx's rock royalty, and he can do no wrong.
Right.
Well, I wouldn't say. I don't know about that, but I wouldn't say that.
Well, just talk to Tom Weirman. He'll tell you. Yeah. No, I love listening to your show. You guys always go into this stuff, and some of it I don't agree with, whatever, but, I just love the show. Anyway, I was just wondering if you guys had any thoughts or had any dealings with those companies before, or, you guys wanted to comment or whatever, but obviously not. Well, my comment to you, Tim, is the fact that you're open-minded enough to, regardless if you agree or disagree or like our point of view or not, you're still a listener and you don't go, fuck you guys, you talked about my favorite artist and you said bad things about him and I'm going to see if I can get you taken off the air.
Why would I want to get taken off? Why would I want to get something taken off the air that's 6 hours of free entertainment every week?
Well, because it doesn't agree with your viewpoint. But it doesn't agree with your viewpoint all the time, so it needs to go.
No, I agree with you guys on that. There's a lot of music that you guys play and various metal shows play that I'm not really a big fan of. Like, I'm not really a big fan of the kind of what's the word? The kind of monster vocal. That's
Cookie Monster vocal. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not. I can't go there. I think you and I'd be in agreement, Chris. I think a song's got to have melody and chorus and something to hang on to. If it's just heavy for the sake of being heavy, I'm just not into it. The heaviest I go is like Pantera.
Yeah, I hate the heavy stuff, man. Anything past Firehouse is a little out of my league.
Well,
I don't even own a Firehouse album in my collection.
Well, you ought to get it. I'm telling you, they are the bomb. Well, hey, Tim, I've always wanted to go to Australia, and I just want to pick up some of the vernacular when the chance comes. Are you one of the people? Are you one of the people who would describe the classic metal show when we're kind of like bashing on somebody, as in taking the piss out of them? Would you use that terminology?
Well, I don't personally, but I know what that means. But yes, that is an apt description of the classic metal show.
Because when I get to Australia, I want to use that phraseology fluently. You really take the piss out of that.
Yeah, just as long as you start drinking the piss when you come here, mate. The beer here is fabulous.
Nice.
Well, Chris, there's a guy who gets us.
I like him. You're allowed to keep listening, Tim.
Tim, are you in the chat?
Every now and again.
Are you in the chat room, Tim?
No. I'm calling you on my cell phone.
No. I mean, are you able to jump into the chat room right now?
No, because I've just got my mobile.
Oh, I see. I gotcha. I gotcha.
To do it, yeah.
All right. Well,
But
Tim.
I love you guys. Keep up the good work.
All right, Tim. Well, we're glad you called.
All right. Hail and kill. Fuck you, pal. Head job!
Excellent. Thank you, Tim. All right, there goes Tim from Australia.
Tim from Australia. He's allowed to keep calling.
Don't you love that?
I do. Look, anybody that can say that we're great while he's fucking Aborigine women, all good.
Well, you know what else is funny? Is that he's listening to us on his mobile.
On his mobile.
On his mobile.
That's
So
definitely-
he's paying the bandwidth price over in Australia. I don't know what that goes for, like some kangaroo shit, or I don't know what they pay over there with, but
it's probably free to prisoners.
but he listens to the CMS on his mobile, and he's calling us in the middle of the day, per se, over there.
I know, too funny.
That is great. I love it.
Dude, the funny part to me is thinking about, we have several listeners in Australia. I mean, obviously the Kiss freaks are from Australia as well, and it's so interesting. Like you pointed out something to me that I think we're going to talk about later, but a listener in Guam.
Guam, yeah.
It's very interesting to me to think that people from all over the world, and this is not to sound all fucking silly or stupid, but it is very interesting to me that people from all over the world go out of their way to hear us in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah, they download it, or like he said, he listened to the podcast, but recently has been listening to the live show, and
it's just interesting because you don't stumble on an internet radio show.
No,
you have to go find it.
Yeah, and he said he sought it out.
Yeah, it's just very cool. Look, here, Smoochy Poo in the chat room.
Yeah,
Listen,
New Zealand. Yeah, well, Smoochy Poo, call in.
Yeah.
We like those international callers.
Yeah, Smoochy Poo, we're all about supporting AT&T. Make a $12 call.
Right.
It's all good.
Excellent. All right, Tim. Well, we're glad you called. I thought that was cool.
Yeah, definitely.
Good stuff.
Hell yeah.
All right, you sent over a YouTube thing.
I did. I got it from whoever gave it to me in the chat room. Pop in here and tell me real quick because I forget. I want to give the right credit, but as you know, our favorite whipping boy these days is Geoff Tate, the fake Geoff Tate, not the real one.
Not the one who calls our show.
And not the one that calls our show, the one that plays gigs.
Right.
And Howard Tate did it. Well, he just sent me this video, and I just want you to play it. I'm not going to even do a setup. The audio itself sets it up.
Okay.
Feel free to stop at any point when you want to make a comment, because I know it'll be quick.
Okay. Let's see. I gotta do this.
All right. Yeah, I watched like 30 seconds and was like, holy shit, this is an immediate segment.
So you were reviewing material in the break, huh?
Well, literally got a message in the chat room said, have you seen this? And I clicked on it and I was like, oh, haven't. Need to make sure that everybody's aware of this.
So this is Geoff Tate.
That's SHIPROCKED.
Oh my, he's got a potbelly going on.
Well, and because he's hanging out at home, just, paddling his ham.
Apparently. I mean, last time I saw Geoff, he seemed like he was in pretty good physical condition, but he looks like he's packed on about 30 pounds.
It's because he sits around Doghouse's house all the time, not doing shit.
He's swilling.
There's Miranda around.
Yeah, Miranda is his go girl.
That's right.
Or his hey girl.
Yeah, like Howard Tate, too much insania.
Right. Wine will make you fat if you drink gallons of it.
Well, yeah, I'd imagine.
All right. Well, here's Geoff Tate. Eyes of a Stranger, Shiprocked Cruise, 2012.
Yes, it's very recent.
All right, so this is apparently somebody used their iPhone or some kind of smartphone and recorded this.
And it's very good quality, so it's not like you're going to be able to say, well, it was the quality of the video.
Okay.
Wait till you hear this.
All right, let's check this out.
All right.
Wow. there's like a lot of standing around and everybody tuning and, looking at their instruments, and Geoff is kind of standing there like looking at everybody in the band going, okay, are you guys ready or what are you doing?
Listen, rookies, play my goddamn song.
He's just kind of standing there waiting for everybody to get it together.
That's right.
Is this just playing slow, or are they just playing it slow?
That would be them, not the video.
Wow.
That would be my point.
Yikes.
Wait till you hear it.
Oh man. They're like 2 steps slower than what it should be.
Well, once he starts singing, you'll know it's not just the video.
Are you kidding me? Wow. It's wow. It's like they almost have to build up to it, All right, today we're going to play it, 2 steps slower. Tomorrow we're going to work on a half a step higher, and eventually we'll get up to speed.
It reminds me of back in the 90s when Slaughter was doing the 22-minute versions of Fly to the Angels.
Well, what not only the music but appearance-wise,
yeah,
Geoff looks like I don't know, he's like stuffed into a wife beater.
Yeah,
it's just like, what the heck is going on there?
Yeah, he switched from wearing a wife beater to wearing a family beater.
Wow,
definitely.
People in this band?
I don't know, but they need to lay off the weed or the Quaaludes.
I don't even recognize anybody in that band. I don't think that's Bobby behind the drums, is it?
No, this isn't Queensryche. This is the solo band.
Oh, I gotcha.
This is the solo band, but it's like, my God.
Well, why doesn't he just use a solo band to do his Queensryche thing?
I don't know, but wow, could he slow it down any more?
Holy smokes.
Did you see in the chat room somebody said something about Andy Summers doesn't play fast?
Oh, that's just pathetic. I mean, it's not only pathetic to listen to, but it's pathetic to watch.
You say pathetic, I say refined.
Really?
It's a refined version of a Queensryche classic, the way Geoff wants it presented. I hope Geoff Tate calls in tonight to explain that to you, Neely.
Holy
shit. I am finally taking, it's taken a few weeks, maybe even a couple of months, but I'm officially on the side of Geoff Tate now. Now that I hear this refined, more educated version of this song, this is what I want to hear when I go see these shows. And I will be at the Queensryche shows.
Greetings and salutations, everyone. This is Geoff Tate.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome a man of eloquence, sagacity, wit, and exceptional breeding.
I am shedding my metal cloak. These days, I prefer a friendly game of backgammon.
The most refined and cultured songwriter and wine connoisseur of the modern era.
I am obsessed with sex. I'm paddling ham right now. I am wearing a smoking jacket. Nothing boorish comes from a man in a smoking jacket.
The voice of Geoff Tate's Queensryche?
Full frontal nudity.
Mr. Geoff Tate.
Jeff with a G. I play the saxophone.
God.
Wow. That's all I got to say is just wow.
That is something. Dude, I was the same as you. When I first played it, I literally switched computers because I thought it was my computer playing it all slow.
Oh, Jeff looks just horrible. I mean, he just looks horrible.
Yeah, well, you know, it's the stress of those other guys wearing him out a little bit, dude.
Apparently. Hail and Kill caller, you're on the air.
Hail and Kill there, fellas. This is new guy Mike.
What's up, new guy Mike? Excellent bumper, by the way.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, just I wanted to call and thank you for playing it. I didn't really expect that kind of a response. That's awesome.
Well, we love it.
Well, hey, listen, you took a cue and you did a good thing.
Well, you know, I really had to pay tribute to pretty much the greatest metal vocalist that has ever lived. So
Rob Halford?
well, I can do that one next.
Bruce Dickinson?
No, dude.
Ronnie James Dio?
Clearly
They aren't
you are
nearly as
unrefined.
refined.
Thank you.
Anyway, I just wanted to say that. So hopefully the real Geoff Tate will hear that and appreciate my good work as well. So hail and kill and hand job.
You forgot fuck you, pal, Mike. Don't ever call again.
Wow.
Holy cow, man. Look at Irish Richard. Is this a 3-song, 90-minute set? It's like a Dream Theater show.
It is. All right, we're going to play our best 3 songs from 3 of our albums.
For the eyes of a stranger.
Yeah. Wow.
It's so slow.
I didn't know you could even play it that slow.
That's a slow song to begin with. It's not fast.
But I didn't even know you could play your instrument that slow.
Don't you think those musicians have to be just bored to tears just playing that?
I think they probably actually think they sound good.
Do you think that Jeff has them? What do you think the band meeting is when, you know, because you know the first time he says they want to play it, these guys are all practicing before they hook up with Geoff Tate because they're all nobodies. So you know they're practicing and they're listening to discs and stuff and playing it. And, I mean, how do you think the meeting goes? You think it's like, no, guys. We must slow it down.
No, I think, I think that probably the thought there is, let's do it our own way.
Right.
Let's put a different twist on it.
Right.
You know, it's like Justin Murr taking one of those pop songs and meddling it up. Let's do it in our own way.
Right.
Let's not just mimic the band that, originally played this. Let's do it in a memorable, original way. Let's slow it down two paces.
Yeah, those other guys are going to do it the way everybody remembers. Let's put our own slant on it. Let's redefine the song.
Yeah, and that's the band meeting, and they're just like, well, what if we just sort of slow it down and make it more like an opera?
Yeah. Oof. So bad.
That's just sad.
What did Jeff say last week? He put the opera in operation.
Yeah, exactly. So look, I agree with Claypool, the Pat Boone style. Yeah, in a metal mood.
Yeah, it definitely is.
Yeah.
Too funny.
But, like I said, not only is the performance poor,
yeah,
but Jeff's appearance is just horrific.
Yeah, well, Jeff is pushing, 60?
No, he ain't that old. I mean, he's probably, mid-50s.
Is he that young? I thought he was older.
No, I think he's probably like 54 maybe.
All right. Well, in that
but
case,
regardless, just packing yourself into those jeans and wearing a black wife beater and having a gut like that,
family beater.
Not a good idea.
No, definitely not. Definitely not. He needs to do the Nancy Wilson or Ann Wilson thing. Big old moo-moo.
Wow. Look at that chat room tonight.
I know. A lot of people.
It's banging in there tonight.
Yeah, it is. Well, it'll clear out once we play the Newstead.
Right. And the Newstead will be over and everybody will just like, okay, I heard what I came to hear, so I'm out of here.
We'll do the Newstead interview. We'll come back. There'll be 11 people left.
Right. Exactly.
Too funny.
Wow. All right. Well, we got a few minutes here, and what are we supposed to talk to Brian Tichy in like 20, 25 minutes?
Hour and 20.
Oh,
hour and 25. Midnight my time.
Okay. All right. So we got time.
We got plenty of time.
All right. So since we're talking about Queensryche, and I've been playing this Queensryche bumper and stuff.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Our good friend Wheezy has stuck with us for years.
Sure, Wheezy rules.
And we met him just one time, just by chance. He actually found us.
Yeah, he did.
We were at the Tinley Park Pavilion out there. We were at the Master of Metal show.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And he found us, strangely enough, out of 20,000 people. Somehow he was able to find us in the crowd.
Yeah, neither of us was wearing CMS shit either.
Yeah,
so.
but he found us. He just popped up. MOL was with us. It was me and you and MOL. And, Wheezy just popped up and he bought you, I don't drink beer, but Wheezy bought you guys beers and it was really cool. And he's just been a big supporter of the show. And, during your absence, during your 2.5 years away,
yeah,
he tried to help me out by giving me, some material for the show, and he put together these bumpers of what he calls CMS flashbacks.
Right, those are fun, man. I love those.
And he has to pour through literally hours and hours and hours of CMS stuff.
Sure.
And he picks out these flashbacks and puts together little bumpers, and he basically had told me the reason he did this is because he wanted to help me, give me some material, because he kind of, I'm going to sound like former President Clinton here. He felt my pain doing the show solo, so he wanted to give me some, extra material. So he put these flashback bumpers together.
Right.
So he continues periodically. He gets, some inspiration and throws something my way now and again. And I have a backlog of several of these things that I haven't gotten to over the last, say, couple of months.
Okay.
And I thought maybe I would just play some of them and see what you think.
All right, I'm all in. I always love his stuff.
All right. This one is called Bud Friendly Touch Me.
Okay.
All right. So here we go.
Touch me, I want to feel your body. Touch me, touch me.
That, of course, is from Talking Metal.
You know what's the ironic part about that? That's funny with no additional audio mixed in, nothing.
Right?
It's just a douchebag being a douchebag. It's great.
Right. He put this flashback together. We used to have a guy who'd call in periodically, and he used to hang out in the chat room. I don't know what happened to him. He was a pretty young listener.
Who?
He called him. He was the guy who I actually played his bumper last week, and we actually got a laugh out of that. He called himself Moo Mash.
Oh, Moo Mash, yeah.
And you said, I came to talk to you, and you said, well, wash your hands and let's have a discussion. I came to talk to you. Yeah. Well, here he was. This is the fake Geoff Tate, and Angry Aiken is what he calls this.
All right.
Hail and kill, caller. You're on the air.
Hey, it's Moo. I'm going to have to go with Neely. It does sound like Shake My Tree.
Oh, fuck you and everybody else in that chat room. What do you think of that? Y'all wrong and stupid. Go away.
Hey, opinions. You know?
Yeah, they're like assholes, and you would know because you are one motherfucker, so get off my phone.
Wow.
Angry Aiken strikes again.
Are you gonna take that move?
Well, you know, it's just Chris. What can he do? He's sitting in the studio.
Call
with
social
1,000
services on me, you little
500
fucking
miles away
underage
from me.
prick. Go away.
Okay, then what about this? Fuck you, Angry Aiken.
Well, there you go. Look at you bitching out a teenager again. Just like yelling at your own kids.
Why not? Fucking guy has us on speed dial so he can analyze every word. 2 minutes ago you said the word "and" when you should have said "the." Would you straighten that shit up? Shut up, Moo. Stop calling. Next thing I know, you'll be sending us redundant emails about fucking clarifying your points.
Why are you beating up on our listeners? We're lucky to have those listeners, I'll tell you.
Oh, yeah. We are fucking privileged, all right.
Hail and kill, caller. You're on the air.
Yes, I'd like to discuss something with Mr. Aiken, please.
Yes?
Mr. Aiken, you seem to be belittling anyone that does not share your opinion.
Well, Jeff, I'm just trying to stand up for what I believe in.
It's fine to stand up, young man, but let me tell you, not everybody thinks like you do.
Oh, that's a shame, Jeff. They all think like you do, though, don't they?
If they're smart, yes, they do.
All right, Jeff, I'll change my ways just because you taught me better. I'm going to practice some silent lucidity.
Thank you very much.
Jesus. Don't remember that at all, but that's funny.
Look at you beating up on Moo Mash.
And I like that that the current Geoff Tate is not an original. I like that.
Well, that sounded like evil Batman.
It could have been. I don't know.
I don't know either. I'm just guessing.
I don't remember that at all. Was that like a long time ago?
No, I'm sure it was at least 4 years ago.
Yeah, I don't remember that, but that's funny. This has got to be the fake Jeff.
Right. Let me see here. He's got, let's see. He's calling this, I'm looking at this. Crazy Tony. I hate this when this happens. This is the guy from WVQX. The fat lipped tongue guy. Right?
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah, I get it.
We're performing. I couldn't stop smiling. I felt so good. I was so happy. The show was over. I told the guys, I said, this must be what it must be like to suck cock all the time. My jaw is killing me.
I hate when that happens.
I guess that must have been Steven Adler.
That ain't even right. They got that on the air?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
That's something we can explore later in the show.
That's fantastic.
Want to hear it again?
Yes.
We're performing. I couldn't stop smiling. I felt so good. I was so happy. The show was over. I told the guys, I said, this must be what it must be like to suck cock all the time. My jaw is killing me.
I hate when that happens.
Oh, my God. I like that.
Dig that, huh?
That's fucking hilarious. Love that.
Right. And one last thing. This was kind of a hit on the show. This was kind of inspired by, something we did, 10 years ago or more.
Okay.
About the whole Chuck Negron thing.
Oh, all right.
People seem to love that archive clip where we talk about Chuck Negron and,
exploding cock.
And, you basically saying, I'm talking about a rooster. What were you thinking about?
Right.
Well, let's play that real quick.
All right.
More reality in this book.
Right, and I have to agree with you with your number one book pick. That Chuck Negron rules.
That does rule.
I know it ain't classic metal, but there is no better book that's ever been printed about a rock guy than the guy from Three Dog Night.
Oh, my God.
Anybody that talks about his cock exploding.
Can you say that on the radio?
Well, you know, I'm talking about a rooster. What are you thinking about?
Unreal. That's what you get for not sticking with one woman all those years.
Yeah, or 100 women. He couldn't narrow it down.
Yeah, I highly recommend that book. It was released a couple years ago. Chris did an excellent one-on-one interview with Chuck Negron from Three Dog Night.
He actually had the best quote ever in that interview. He said, what did he say? Something about he rocked himself raw.
I suggest you go pick up that book. Like I said, it was released about 2 years ago. It's called Three Dog Nightmare. If you want to read a great rock and roll book and all true stuff, man, I'll tell you what, I couldn't put that book down.
Well, I would imagine if people that listen to the Classic Metal Show had a book to compare to, it'd be like The Dirt.
Yeah, but I think it was better than The Dirt.
100 times better than The Dirt.
And even though I put Gene Simmons' Kiss and Makeup on the top 5, I think that was like the 5th pick.
Yeah.
It was okay. It wasn't the best, but that Three Dog Nightmare really took the top honor.
Everything about that is unreal.
Unbelievable. So if you're a Classic Metal Show fan that actually is literate enough to read, go pick that up. It's a great read.
And if you just tuning in waiting for the Sunday Oldies Jukebox, you too could listen.
Well, they would be more in line with that.
That's what I'm saying.
But they might find that offensive. They say, I thought they were all about, like, good time feeling music, and I didn't know he was talking about, like, banging chicks and stuff.
Yeah, well, let's get them into the right mood.
That's just so wrong.
So there you go.
All right.
Well, people seem to enjoy that little clip, you know, and like I said earlier in the show, Kim from Chicago, she bought AskChuckNegronsCock.com.
Look, if Kim's obsessed with big, large exploding cocks, well, then she should have that domain.
Not sure exactly what she plans on doing with it.
Kim, what do you plan on doing with Chuck Negron's cock?
Well, anyway, apparently Wheezy went out and found some audio about Chuck actually discussing this.
Okay, awesome.
And he apparently found this clip of Chuck Negron on the Howard Stern show.
Okay.
Talking about it back when he was doing the press for this, probably about the same time you talked to him.
Okay.
All right, so check this out. Oh, not only that, but he supplied the music bed with Three Dog Night, Mama Told Me Not to Come. So check this out.
Chuck Negron is here. How many broads did you have in the course of, 5 years?
You know what, you just remind me of a terrible story, and I hope my mother's not listening. It got so good or so bad that I finally started, things were getting bigger, and there was sore, and I went to a doctor, and he said, you have to stop doing this. You are filling up with blood and is not leaving. What happened was the blood was going in and not coming out, and finally what happened was it exploded.
You were constantly having so much sex.
Yeah.
That, like, the veins exploded?
No, the actual organ just exploded.
So there you are.
I think my rendition of it was much better. Howard did. Not to bash Howard Stern, but I think I did a better job of getting that story.
I think so too. And so he went out and, basically downloaded that iTunes song and, used that as the music bed, and he got that archive Howard Stern footage and put that together for us.
That's so great. I love that.
So there you go.
You realize how unbelievably dumb this show is?
Well, the thing is obviously, and I used obviously, so if you're keeping count, whoever's keeping count this week.
Look, if you're keeping count of that this week, when the Newstead interview plays, you might as well get your calculator out, because I obviously'd at least 15 times.
So, we'll talk about stuff you don't normally get to hear anywhere else, and in depth. What are you doing, Chris?
texting.
You're texting.
Go ahead. I'll stop.
So that's why it's ridiculous, is because we'll just talk about stuff that, you know, people won't. Oh, I don't want to talk about that.
Yeah, because God forbid you actually upset somebody or say something that might not agree with them. Ooh,
sure,
that's bad.
Right.
Just silly.
Here's one. I don't even know what this is. I didn't even play it.
Okay.
This is just called "She Broke My Dick," and I'm not sure. I didn't even play it, so I'm just going to play this because I didn't listen to this at all, so I don't even know what this is. So let me
might be bad.
Let me check this out.
All right.
She broke my dick. I swear this really happened. I pulled my trick maneuver. That's when I heard it snapping. She broke my dick. She got that broke my dick. Ever since I met her, my life's been on the rocks. Cold as back to heat, that's a band-aid for mine. She broke my dick. She got that broke my dick. She broke my dick. She got that broke my dick. She broke his dick. She broke my dick. She broke my dick. Leave me shot with cortisone and I spent on the rest of her too much, but I do it again once enough just to left her unsatisfied.
You don't mind if I leave the needle in while I prepare the cortisone, do you?
All right.
Okay. So she broke my dick.
Right.
So there you are.
She broke my dick.
Right.
Very nice. That's pleasant.
It is pleasant. So those all compliments of our unpaid producer, Wheezy.
Love it.
So thank you.
Yeah.
And I hope everybody in the chat room enjoyed that as well.
I thought it was fun. Other than she broke my dick.
She broke my dick.
Dude, how bad would that really hurt?
Seriously.
Dude, how misguided of a fucking pump would you have to actually snap your dick? I mean, think about the physics of that. I mean, the reality, I'm going to assume the only way you could possibly do that would be if she's on top of you. I guess you could if you were fucking hitting it doggy style and just fucking pulled out and just banged right between the pussy and the asshole.
Like you hit the wall.
Just hit the wall, but even that's kind of a soft spot. I mean, you can kind of push on that a little bit in that spot, but man, I mean, you got to think that it's literally chick fucking riding you hard on top and it just fucking pops out and she's going so fast that it doesn't have time to slap up against your belly.
Sure.
I mean, how does that even happen? Jesus.
I don't know.
That's some brutal shit.
All right, one more thing before we take a little break here.
All right.
It's time for our weekly email with our good Irish friend, Richard from Ireland. All right. Our good friend Richard from Ireland, Irish Richard as he's known.
Okay.
He says, "Hi, Neely and Chris.
Hi, Richard.
I have two related topics that I would appreciate your opinion on, please."
Okay.
Brian Tichy,
yes,
in Michael Tony's book, Tales from the Stage, said he played drum on Dawkins' CD as well as the TNN CD. Jimmy DeGrasso is credited as playing percussion, and Mick Brown is credited too. Because both of you are in the know, can you tell me who played drums on the CD?
I'll let you handle that one.
Well, it was actually a combination of several things due to previous commitments. You know, Mick Brown has been playing consistently with Ted Nugent. He would step in when he had a chance, but oftentimes a Brian Tichy or Jimmy DeGrasso would, play individual songs. So, right. Yes, the drums were done by various drummers. Even though Mick is credited as being, quote-unquote, Dawkins' drummer.
Yeah, I'll just agree with you because I work for the band, so I better not say anything.
Sure.
I'll take the fifth.
Yep. And also, Sean did not play all the bass parts.
What?
He played some of the bass parts.
What?
Yes.
This is news to me, not really.
So, yeah, you know, the band proper, as it were, gets credit. The session musicians don't often get credit. Like the last CD, Lightning Strikes Again, we had your boy, Jeff Scott Soto, here on the show. Mm-hmm. And he sang the backup vocals.
Right.
No credit at all.
None. Not even mentioned. But he took a check.
But he took a check.
So that's okay.
So this CD, and I can't remember, I'll have to look, but the backup vocals were done by whom?
Mark Bowles, maybe?
Mark Bowles.
Right. So,
you know, that studio magic happens, and it doesn't always get listed on the cover, unfortunately. So.
Well, all I'll say is I'd like to make it very clear, since I have a standing agreement with somebody in Dokken, that I would not discuss the bass parts. You made that statement that Sean did not play the bass.
Well, actually, that, you know, and I'm not going to get into it, but that kind of broke out into a wicked fight here in Chicago that I sort of got in the middle of. So, you know, I'm not going to get into all the details, but it just was not pleasant for about 15 minutes.
All I'm going to say is, John, I hope you're feeling better. And that's the end of my discussion on that.
Yes. So that's all I can tell you. I started the fight, actually, not intentionally.
You broke up the band, man. Another one. First Chicago and now Dokken.
Right. And it turned into kind of a heated argument.
Yeah.
And then it sort of worked itself out.
Yeah. Well, they were in good mood when they were here.
Yeah. Everybody was fine.
Everybody was in a great mood.
Right. All right. Number 2, he says, uncredited musicians often play on CDs instead of established members, which we just talked about.
Yeah.
Are there any that come to mind? Yes, the Kiss record from, Psycho Circus.
Mm-hmm.
Ace Frehley did not play the guitar parts.
No.
Gene actually did not play the bass parts.
Right.
Did any of those guys play on that record at all?
Paul played on it, but Bruce Kulick played all the guitars, didn't he?
Yes, he did.
Kulick played all the guitars, and I think all the bass, too.
Yeah, and didn't... you interviewed Peter Criss after he was out of the band, and he basically... How much did he play on that?
Well, remember I asked him, I said, did you play the drums on Psycho Circus? And he said something about, he gave the standard answer about, yeah, I played and I did the best I could. And then I forget who the other guy was that came in behind him, maybe Eric or somebody. And he just talked about, everything was mixed and washed, so it's not clear who played what and blah, blah, blah. But let's just be honest, he didn't play the drums on it.
Right. Now
They heard his playing and were like, nope, we're going to bring in a pro.
Now, Michael Wilton of Queensryche, now what's happening?
I'm not doing shit.
All right.
I'll reconnect.
So Michael Wilton from Queensryche had, basically done an interview, and he basically was saying that Jeff would often, because Jeff and his wife were kind of, running things, that he would prepare to come in and do his part, and Jeff would go, oh, it's already done.
Right. Yeah, I read that.
So I'm sure there's a lot of Queensryche stuff that you hear now that wasn't done by the original band, especially the stuff as of late anyway.
You're kidding. It sounds so much like the early albums.
Right. So... that kind of stuff, and he made that admission in an interview, so that's not telling any secrets.
Nope, definitely not.
So his next question is does it bother you when you find that out?
Nah, I could care. You know who that bothers? Hardcore fans.
Sure it does. If you're just like a hardcore, you're just like, man, I just thought that was, so-and-so, and why isn't this band playing together, and...
Yeah, see, I'm not that kind of a fan of any band, honestly. I mean, I'll use my favorite band of the hair metal era is Love Hate. No secret about that. But there's been, 50 different versions of Love Hate. You know, and Jizzy Pearl doing solo gigs as Love Hate, you know, playing all Love Hate tunes and whatnot. And it doesn't bother me at all. I don't care who's behind him as long as it's him singing.
Sure.
I'm a musician fan. You know, I'm one of those guys like the Van Halen thing with it doesn't bother you if it's Roth or if it's Sammy or whatever. I'll go watch Sammy Hagar play a solo show playing fucking Van Halen tunes. And I'm just as good with that as I would be to see Eddie Van Halen and Michael Anthony and Alex up on stage with them. It's all good to me as long as the songs sound good.
Sure. Well,
you care?
Not so much. No, I'm not that hardcore about that.
Yeah.
Some people are.
I mean, and Lord knows, I mean, we're both associated with Dokken, and Lord knows the Dokken today is not the Dokken of 20 years ago.
No, of course not.
So you could either hate those shows or dig it for the tunes. And for me, it's all about the tunes. If I like the tunes, hell, I'm good with a good cover band. If they do a good job with the tunes, I'm just happy as could be with that.
Right.
It's all good.
So Richard winds it up with Hail and Kill and Hand Job.
All right, well, hand job to you too, Richard. A big fucking long stroker from a really hot chick. What do you think of that?
All right, well, that wraps up Richard's email.
Good.
Didn't get to it last week, but since we're having Brian, or tentatively having Brian Tichy on the show tonight,
sure,
thought that would fit right in there. And since he's going to be on the show, I do have some questions about the TNN.
Absolutely. That's why I thought he'd be a good guest. And, luckily he's, that medium that you hate and is not good for anything. He's my Facebook friend, so I reached out to him through Facebook. So, it works again.
What is up with Texas Born and Bred? Is the talking still going on? What the fuck? Thank God.
I don't know.
Well, I'm not sure what that means. I don't know if that's good or bad.
He hates us.
Come on now. He hates us.
Let's play some Newstead interviews.
All right.
We don't get too behind.
Oh, it is that time, right?
Yeah, let's play it.
All right. Well, if you've been waiting for the Jason Newstead, the time has come.
It has come.
So, Jason Newstead has a new project out called what, Chris?
It's just called Newstead.
And
the band is called Newstead. The album or the EP is just called Metal.
Right. So Jason, he's sort of been gone for a while.
Yeah.
And, he was in, Voivod for a while and that Echo Brain and
Ozzy.
Just Ozzy for just a real short time. And, and then he just sort of disappeared.
He did, but I actually addressed that with him, and he recaps where he's been. He's actually seemingly been very busy.
Okay.
So.
Well, regardless, he just hasn't been out, in the forefront or in the music news or anything,
Right.
But he's back. He's working on some new stuff. So obviously he's got his own little band going on and releasing new material. And he elected to speak to you, of all people.
He did. I reached out to him. He reached right back and said, "Hey, let's do it tomorrow." It's like, all right, good. I'm in.
All right. Well, this tune here is called Nothing.
Yeah, it's by one of his off bands. I figured we'd do something a little bit different instead of just going with, here's Metallica with, Die, 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 My Darling or whatever from his era. Figured we'd go to one of his little small bands. This is one that he did. Wasn't very popular. Not many people even know about it, but me being the uber groupie that I am of Metallica, this is a band called Irate.
I wasn't even aware of that.
They put out, I think, one record, or maybe even only three songs on an EP. I only have it because I bought this box set, this bootleg box set 20 years ago called Demos from the Apocalypse. And and he was stunned that I even had this. So
sure.
It's good stuff.
Look at Mr. E, the stranger. Hi, fuckies. He's adopting your vernacular.
Of course he is. He's trying to steal it. He's trying to steal me to his show. He might as well steal the words too.
There you go. All right. Well, here's Jason Newstead, and we'll be back. Enjoy.